my dad passed away, and obviously I'd lived with my dad, so no one, like I didn't know where else to go. But my auntie was just like, come and live with us, like that's not an option, like you can just live with us. But obviously they had to do it like the proper way and everything, so they had to get like social services involved, and obviously like I got the loft and out and everything, and that was like my room. So my first night was just like normal, like I was just sleeping around like my family's house.
Well, when I first went in a car, I wouldn't sleep because I was worried.
It's scary because I didn't know what was happening.
It was alright, but it was like a bit scary because like you didn't know what was going on around you.
I didn't really understand because I couldn't think of anything that my mum did wrong that I had to be taken away from her.
I felt like a nervous wreck.
I was worried about our mum, like where was she at and what was she doing.
It was a bit confusing. I felt like no one understood me, but I had my carer there to help me.
Yeah.
And can you remember when you first heard that you were going in a cave? Did you understand what that was?
No, I didn't know what it meant because I was only 6 years old.
Very young, so who told you what it was?
My social worker.
And did you understand?
Well,
After your social worker, was it still confusing?
it was still a bit confusing.
I didn't receive that much information, so like it didn't really make very much sense to me.
But we received like we were going in camp until the judge, like the court made it up. But they didn't like say anything like to inform us that what was happening and that. They just told us we were going to court.
I never received that much of information I would like, and it never made sense.
I know I've been taken away from my mum, but I didn't really know what was happening.
We found out that our mum couldn't look after us anymore, so our two little sisters went with another foster carer, and we found out that we were getting two new foster carers who were going to look after us.
They just made it clear that I wasn't going to go back home, and they made it, when I was 15, they said to me like I'd be going into support accommodation.
I received some information off my foster carer, and when I first came, none of it really made sense because it was like a blur.
I just found out why I came in a car.
I just thought I was going on holiday.
We were told what was going on and that Mum and Grandad had lost, but we were allowed to see them.
I'd like to have been, like what I'd like to be different was that on the night when I was took there, I'd like to be like told more about where I was going, because when I turned up I just felt really scared and not wanted. But like a couple of weeks later my social worker came on and explained, but on the night they should have told me more what was going on.
I would have sat down with them and talked to them about it, of what's going to happen, and don't be confused or worried because you're going to be okay.
Like being told what was happening instead of just taking it all to court, getting like us told and that.
The way that I've been taken into care, like I didn't really know what was going on or anything.
Ask questions about it, Nala.
I'd just like to have me say a little bit more. I think it's important that a young person gets to spend more time with the social worker than on their own.
What's your personal experience being with the social workers?
It's been really good because the one I've got now, she really listens and she really helps me when I'm in trouble.
Well, the first one I didn't really like.
How come?
Well, she was a bit upfront, like, as supposed to be, but like, she was just not quite sure what she was. And my second one, like the one I've got now, she's really nice, like she's really understanding and like she knows how to help.
Yeah.
My social workers have always been there for me and there to listen.
They could do better at understanding how you feel and what your problems are.
What advice could you give them?
To like, they could like help, yeah, more in like education and understanding, yeah.
To ask you more and not just wait for you to tell them what's wrong.
It's really important to be honest with a young person, because I think that if you're going to not be honest with them, then they're not going to be able to trust you and build a bond with you. I think it's important that you listen to that young person, and if you can't do something, then don't say that you can do that and then not follow through with it. I think it's important to be straight to the point and not mess about, and make sure that that young person knows what you're about.
To make a good social worker, they need to understand what's like to be in care and what goes through the care system and what's like happened in the past with family and stuff like that.
Do you get to meet your foster carers before you went and lived with them?
No, we just went straight away in the car, and then we went into the home, and our social worker she discussed with us when we got there that we're going to have a new foster care, and we met them, and then the foster care started talking to us.
Right. You got to meet yours, you just said, didn't you, Jamie? Did you like that?
Kind of.
Do you get on with them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. I foster carers.
So do you think that young people should get the chance to meet the foster carers before you went and lived with
No,
them?
I was quite happy, mate.
Yeah, if you when you first go.
I sat on their knee and cuddled them.
And if you went before, when you actually go for your life,
I was on
you would know them more.
Yeah.
But if you just went on stay, you're meant to be going away from your mum. Obviously, you don't. You can't like tell them your lifestyle in the first 18.
Yeah. So what's good about your foster carers then? What makes a good foster carer?
They care.
Right.
They make you comfortable,
Right.
and they keep your worries out of sight.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
If you're really, really worried about something, sometimes like us,
I think you should be able to tell.
they give you therapy or something.
Therapy.
I've read it out loud.
So it's a psychiatrist, what kind of
And make sure you're okay and they take you to nice places. And
it's not. I think they should understand if you're worried about what you're worried about.
they should listen.
That's the other thing.
Yeah. So if you could pick one thing what makes a good foster carer, what would you pick?
Your feeling, they know your feelings sometimes.
Right.
And they give you a place there.
Yeah.
They love you.
They're kind and loving.
That's a good one.
They trust you.
You.
my experience was I normally feel a bit shy because like when you haven't saw your mum, like your parents for a long time, and then like you walk in and you see them, you're a bit shocked and you're a bit shy, but you're also a bit nervous and excited about it as well to actually see your parents.
About 2.5 hours, and I would like to have about 3 hours.
Because I would like to have like 4 hours at least, so a more enjoyable time for family.
We have 2 hours contact. I think I'd like about 3 hours because like, when it's the end I get like setting up the lift.
I'd have a full day because I'd want to spend quite a lot of time with them because you don't really get to often see them, so I'd rather have a full day to spend more time with them. But our normal time is 2 hours, and normally they like let us know how long we've got left, and I start a panic. Our normal time is an hour and a half, and I would at least want 3 hours. What?
How long do you have for contact?
3 hours, but I would like to be about 4 or 5 at least, because you can spend more time with your granddad, your nana and your mum. People. Like to parks and have a picnic. I do, because normally quite a lot of people say park, but then I normally would say that. But then I think about it, maybe like just a normal room, because instead of like going to the park and play and that, I'd rather like just like to sit and chat.
I'd have them like new important events like birthdays, and
Christmas,
and all
Easter.
that. Then I'd like it for last Christmas. We had 4.5 hours, but it would have been good to have 5. Because like we didn't get to see our little brother and sister for as long as we wanted.
For you?
Yeah, better lifestyle, technically better everything.
We've got hobbies now. I like going ice skating and that, and we like to go on day trips, me and my foster carer, and we just have a lot of fun.
I go on more holidays at the places.
I like, obviously I go to Children in Care Council, and I like getting my views across there because I just think it's important that if I can help some young people that are just getting into the care system now, then that makes me feel better that obviously I'm helping towards the future of children in Hartlepool who are in care.
Well, in the future, I want to have a family with kids, hopefully, be settled down, have good grades, a good job and a lot of money.
Do you know what a care plan is?
Yes, I've got a care plan, but I don't do anything with it.
Do you understand it?
Yeah, no.
I didn't know what my care plan was when I was in care for about the first few months.
Is it where like how long you're gonna stay in care?
I know it's about how long I'm staying with foster care, but that's all I know.
Yeah. Well, it's like is it like a review?
No,
Have you heard the word?
I don't know.
What's a care plan?
Let's work together
To make the future better,
because we are the future.
care song. When I was young, I jumped out of bed, put on my best suit, got in a car and ran like a jet, all the way to Care. Knocked on your door with love in my heart to ask you a question, 'cause I know that you are lovely and kind. Yeah. Can I foster your child for the rest of my life? Say yes, 'cause I need to know. You say I'll never get your blessing till the day I die. Good luck, my friend, 'cause the answer is yes. Why you gotta be so kind? Don't you know I'm lovely too? Why you gotta be so kind? I'm gonna foster her anyway. Foster that child, foster them anyway. Foster that child, yeah, no matter what you say. Foster that child, and we'll be a family. Why you gotta be so kind? Yeah.
Understanding what life means.
Understanding what life means? What does life mean?
That's all I know.